Video number 2. So when I left off in video number 1, I went through these switches, went through the awning, went through all these switches as well. Main power disconnect I did not cover, and then the leveling jacks. With the leveling jacks, I'll start there. Leveling jacks, as of right now, I don't have the ignition on. The ignition has to be on for these to even turn on, as well as the parking brake has to be on as well. But pretty simple operation. You turn it on, it tells you to wait until it's ready. It says ready, and then you hit auto, push and hold auto level for a couple seconds, let go of it, and it will actually level out to where you need it to be. You can go through another option menu here. Just feel free to push buttons. You're not going to hurt anything, you're not going to change anything. If you ever run into a problem, turn it off, turn it back on. You'll be able to get, this one's very simple, just let it go through its cycle, and then you'll be able to do anything else you want to do with it. Menu on this one, push up a couple times and you'll see it says manual. You push enter, and then you can manually adjust everything as you see fit. Pretty simple system. It's without going through it, that's the best explanation I have, and it's actually really simple. Ready to go somewhere? Hit the retract button, push and hold it, light turns on, all the jacks start to retract. Main power switch. So it turns off all the 12 volt power to this coach. Big thing you're going to find with that one is with a inverter in this one, you turn it off, it'll kill the inverter. The inverter takes 12 volt power, turns it to 110, so you can watch TV going down the road or plug in your phones without the generator running. You can drive down the street with the generator running, although I'm going to get to that later. Sorry, getting sidetracked. Alright, main power switch. The only thing it's going to be used for is storage. Long-term or short-term. If you have short-term storage, it's going to be sitting for a few weeks, you're not plugged in, turn it off. Now, if you're storing it and it's plugged in, you need to leave it on. Reason being is, with the battery disconnect off, it will not charge your batteries plugged in. It has to be on. If you're traveling down the road and your main power switch there is not on, just driving down the road, it has to be on, or else your alternator will not send power back to these batteries. So your chassis engine alternator will charge your batteries, just not as a high extent as like the generator or the being plugged in, or even, well, solar would be actually less than that, but give you a good overview of that. Smoke detector inside, right inside the door by law. This is with the slide out in. It's actually nice space in here still. You can get to the bathroom, you can get to the bedroom, nice space still. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this panel here. This generator readout, it's got 3.9 hours on it. Like I said, you can start and stop it out here or in here instead of outside. Oh, it's really hard to do one-handed and holding it up. So to start the generator, you push and hold down stop. I always wait for it to turn on. Reason why is it primes it so you can get fuel to the generator, and then push and hold start until it starts, or for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Any longer than that, let go of it, push and hold stop again, and try to recycle it just to get fuel to the generator. Next switch over is the inverter. Push and hold up for a second, and it turns on the inverter. That's going to give you power to a couple of your outlets next to your bed, your TVs, so you can travel with that on. You can leave it on all the time, or you can turn it off. It does not matter on that, whether you're plugged in or not. Alright, then we're going to go through this battery. It says reads full. I'm trying not to have the flash in there. It's not working. Trying. Oh. Just have to go off to the side of the video. Fresh water tank's empty, black water tank's empty, gray water tank is empty. So just little buttons there in the bottom. Then you have your slide outs. Slide out 1 is going to be your front. Push and hold extend until it stops. Pretty easy to do. slide out too, and push and hold it until it stops. It's a different type of slide out. That one you don't want to stop in between. Like, I don't want to stop right now before it gets all the way out. Reason being is it has two motors, and one motor tends to run just a little longer than the other one. When I say a little longer, is like half a second, but it's enough to, if you do it enough times, it'll eventually throw itself off and wedge itself into the area. And to get it back out, we'll have to call somebody to help you out with that. Alright, tank heaters. Oh, such a nice and horrible feature all at the same time. So the tank heaters are going to allow you to, here, let's restart that one. Tank heaters are basically heating pads, 12-volt heating pads on the bottom of every tank. The big thing I find with those is they don't like to work traveling or sitting still like dry camping. If you're dry camping, it's really hard to do because you constantly have to have your generator running just so you can keep up with the battery draw that they have. Electric heat is just not, it's not a great heat, but it does work. Say you're in Michigan, you're like, hey, let's go to Florida this weekend because it's freezing up here like it is this weekend, and I'd love to go. You can fill your tanks, turn that on. As long as you're traveling and you get out below the snow belt, you know, you'll be able to be just fine. It will help keep your tank thawed out so you have water you can use. Another water pump switch. You're gonna see that there's a little light that turns on there and off. There we go. Nope. Yeah. It's so hard to see, but it's there. All right, we talked about this a little earlier outside. I thought I would explain a little more inside. Water heater, electric and LP gas, liquid propane. Electric, turn it on. It will turn on an element inside. A lot of times I tell people is if you're just going to wash your hands, do some dishes in here, turn on the electric heater. You're already paying for electric at a campground. Use that. And if you're ready to take a shower and you're going to take a shower in here, turn on the propane. Leave the electric on. That is more than okay. The reason why I say it that way is a lot of people don't realize you can leave them both on. Turn on the propane. You can get a higher regen rate with your hot water to the shower. You get a little longer shower, and it's a little nicer to have. But you can run them both. Once you're out of the shower, just turn it off. Turn off the propane. Leave the electric on. Simple enough as that. That covers that whole panel. I'm going to walk through the rest of the coach. I'm going to point out other things like the thermostat and the Precision Plex power management system. TV, I'll start here. On this wall, you have satellite in, so you do have option for satellite. Satellite is not attached to this yet, but it could be. You also have antenna booster right there, which is the green light. Couple plugs, DVD player, Blu-ray player, as well as a TV that is on a swivel with a whole bunch of electronics behind it. Stereo remote, and again I will cover that at the end of the video. The bed on the front cap here, you actually just fold this back to you, so you have a couple hooks here they're going to allow you to hook your ladder to. I know it's loud. We have a couple switches here. I'm going to show you that location. I always find that people have trouble finding that because it's behind the curtain. Awesome. Fold out couch. This is a nice one. Grab it from the front. With two hands it's easier. But you grab it from the front and then you can fold it down to be a bed. Yep. Dinette on this one. This one is, you grab it from the front and you lift up. A couple grooves back there that you hook into. You pull it forward, it folds down, you have to move the cushions, turns into a bed. I do like the sink and the stove. You do have an option to turn those off. Propane's on. Pretty simple usage. All right, something else I'm going to cover in this video. Oh, this is funny. All right, so this sign says, do not place bins or pans onto the glass surface. Raise cover into full open position before operating burners. Let cooktop cool before closing glass cover. I'm going to add to this. This is not a cooktop. The glass is just a cover. I've had a couple people use it as a cooktop and shatter them. If you've ever seen glass shatter under extreme temperatures, it kind of explodes. Don't use it as a cooktop. It's not a cooktop. Yes, it's true. I have had people do this, and I've replaced 4 of them now because of that situation. All right, power control system. So if you're hooked into a 30 amp to a 15 amp adapter, it's going to cut a few things on you. So let's scroll. You'll see water heaters powered, refrigerators powered, AC rear powered, AC front powered, although there's only one AC in this thing. And then service is 30 amp. Water heater powered, refrigerator powered, AC rear powered, AC front powered, and we're only using 4 amps right now on 30. But that's basically what that's going to do, is you're going to be able to go through and select things, or just see what's going to be powered if you're hooked into 15 amp or 20 amp. Thermostat below. It's actually a really simple thermostat to use. Push the bottom button until you reach desired effect, and then you push the arrow buttons until you find your desired temperature. You have a hers and his closet in here. Nice size. Bathroom, toilet. Okay, it's got a little lever on the front here. Use your foot to flush it. Halfway down fills the bowl, all the way down flushes the water. Nice size shower though. I'm a fan. Another thing I'm going to cover real quick, because I know I get questions on this. All right, we have a couple lights here. One, you get a blue light if you push it once. Push and hold it, it'll turn white. So if you like to read at night, perfect. Also, you notice the bed is folded up because the slide out's out, or in, or out. Slide out's out. If it were in, it needs to be up like this. Unfortunately, you can't sleep and take a nap in the bed while you're traveling. Not by legal law. Lawful. That stuff. Alright, drawer right underneath. You're gonna see remotes, both TV remotes, DVD remote, and you're gonna have a couple bags here for manuals and other odds and ends for it. A few drawers. It is not a convection microwave, just a regular microwave. Alright, I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to come back after I get into the dash here. Be right back. I hate it when commercials last forever. So, now we're in the... I don't know where that came from. It just came out. Alright, so... Alright, so in the cockpit here, you do have some nice seats on this. Alright, I'm going to start from the left. I'm going to work my way around to the right and to the stereo. On the left here, we see the mirror heat. And then window adjustments, or mirror adjustments, sorry. Power mirrors. Oh, wow. I'm having a day. That was a long commercial. So, they are power windows. And the left one is all auto down, so push it down. Not that you bring it through the drive-thru, but I guess you could. I don't suggest it. Lights, running lights, and then off. This one doesn't have the pull feature. You also have your dimming switch here. Then you're going to see a little switch down here. It says auxiliary start. The auxiliary start for this one is basically turning your house battery into a chassis battery as well. So if you ever run your chassis battery dead because you're listening to the stereo too long, or some other feature, you left the ignition on, you just ran the batteries dead. It happens. We make mistakes. I'm human as well. I've done it myself. But there's an option. Push the button, hold it, let it sit for a couple minutes. I know you have to hold it. You can't just push it in to let it go. Push and hold it, and it will start using the house batteries as your chassis batteries. Turn the key and you'll be good to go. Right below that, a foot pressure parking brake with a lever to release right here. Hood pop as well. Hood release, and a whole bunch of wiring underneath. I'm not going to cover that because I don't work on that. Cruise control on the dash. You have on and off on the left. Coast, set, excel, and resume. And a horn. It's always nice to have with that guy that cuts you off and slams on his brakes. Not realizing you're in a large vehicle that's hard to stop. And it doesn't have the same stopping distance. Maybe I've had that experience before. Yeah, it kind of makes me angry. We'll turn the ignition on. 5,848 miles on this one. It says 2.8 miles since last trip. Alright, so RPM's on the left. Oil pressure on the bottom left. This tells me the brake is on. I don't have my seatbelt on. It's a good thing I'm not going anywhere. Fuel is full, and the coolant, that's low right now, but I just started for the first time today. Then your speedometer, and then your battery gauge, low and high. Dead center is usually about 13.5 volts. You have two sets of keys here, 2 keyless entry. They only work on the chassis, not on the house door. If I have to explain those switches to you in any way, shape, or form, you shouldn't be buying a vehicle. Or you need to have a little more experience behind a vehicle before you pull or drive a vehicle this large. I guess I can't say it that way anymore because everything's turning... whatever. Everything's going digital. Not enough stuff. Alright. So stereo on this one. I am actually going to allow you to play with the buttons on this one. I could spend almost an hour on a lot of these just explaining all the little features. Turn that light off. But I will cover the big ones right now. Push home button on the top left. And you're going to be able to see all the things that you can actually use. It's got a disc player. It's got Blu-ray. It's got Sirius XM. It's got a USB port. It's also got GPS. It doesn't have a kitchen sink, but that would be weird. That'd be kind of cool though. It does have a camera switch as well. So right now there is no signal because the ignition is not on. And then turn the ignition on, and now we have signal, and you can see the drain behind me. Hit left turn signal, right turn signal. Yeah, I know you can't see a whole lot on the left and right, but it's because slide out and the door's open. Right below it you have an old school 12 volt plug, cigarette lighter style. That's getting close to lunchtime. And another one as well. And then a USB port to hook into your USB on your stereo. Tap the screen to do it again. You can actually go from here to the camera. So if you want to watch your camera going down the road, you can. Tap the screen to turn it off. And then you can fine tune everything here. I just can't get it in my camera. Home again. Ooh. Just a lot of manual stuff that you're going to control. Sound display, audio, radio, general, DVD. Yes, it is a DVD player. The parking brake has to be on. You can't just drive down the street watching a DVD. Although, I wouldn't suggest that anyway. You know, you're watching a good movie like Frozen. Or Frozen. That was a good movie. Just, yeah, I mean, it would just be distracting. Or you start singing, well, that'd be cool too. Either way. So you can watch the camera going down the road. Watch your tow vehicle. As you see, you can see the bumper really well with the camera right now. You can see the bumper really well, but you can adjust it back further so you can see behind a tow vehicle or a small trailer, or else you can watch a trailer and make sure it's not swinging in the wind. All right, I believe I've covered everything I possibly can. Why they put a rearview mirror in is so you can yell at the kids when they're hitting each other. I've covered everything I possibly can in this, so hopefully this catches you in good spirits. Hopefully I wasn't offensive, or I was just funny. If not, let me know. My name's Dave. Feel free to ask any questions, have any concerns. Feel free to email us. Feel free to call us. We will answer questions. I said it in the first video. I'll say it in the next video. We're not afraid. We like to help. So if you feel that I missed something, let me know, and we'll make sure it's resolved. Hopefully it finds you in great spirits and happy camping.